was I looking to do this week?
Good evening and welcome to the Town of Buxton Selectmen Meeting for May 14th, 2025. I'll call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. The first order of business is a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of prior meeting minutes for April 30th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? That's 5. Discussions held between 4 and 7. At 4 o'clock, we had a resident come in that wants to help out with Carroll Park, and we're going to appoint her in a little bit. At 4:30, Patty McKenna came in. We just discussed some questions about insulation. State law is changing. It's going back to what it was, and we just talked about that. At 5 o'clock, Greg Heffernan came in. He had a question on a bill for the front end loader, and then we talked about trash and what was going to be happening. And we'll be waiting until town meeting to get more information. At 5:20, we went into an executive session, 1 MRSA 405A. Is that 6?
Yes.
6 personnel at 5:20, came out at 5:30. At 5:30, we had a candidate for accounts payable come in, and we did an interview. We have narrowed that down to 2, and we're pretty much made a decision. And at 6 o'clock, the second one came in, and they were both very well qualified, and we had over 50 applicants that put in applications, and these were the final 2. So that's good. We'll have a new accounts payable person here shortly. At 6:30, Hunter Cox came in. We talked about insurance, how much it was going, what it might be going up, and what changes might be happening. Nothing solid, but just general conversation about insurance. Projects and issues. Tom?
I was out of town for a few days and had a pretty quiet week, so I have nothing to report.
Frank?
Yeah, I was in the office quite a bit. I finished up the last of the resumes. We had 2 days of interviews with, I interviewed with Hunter and Mark, and I also interviewed, on one round of interviews, and I interviewed with Hunter and our treasurer, Bill. I had a conversation with our fire chief, Nate Schools, over a personnel issue. I did also have a conversation with Greg Heffernan on that bill, and I told him he should have come in tonight to meet with the whole board, that I wasn't going to make any determinations by myself. And that's pretty much my week.
Matt?
Yep. So I did have a conversation with Kevin Roach, Eco Maine, wondering what we were going to be doing with the contract moving forward. And just basically told him we needed town approval. And so I did schedule a meeting with him to meet with the board on Wednesday after June 14th. June 18th, I believe, is the date. You know, if we do approve it, the town people approve it, then we'll be signing the contract on June 18th. And if we don't approve it, then we'll let them know that and we'll go a different direction. So I did do that. I did, again, like Frank said, you know, have an interview with one of the candidates. I also spoke with Bill, our treasurer, just on budgetary issues to see where we're at. I'm going to sit with him to kind of get a final tally to present. I'd like to do a little presentation to the community prior to the meeting so people understand where we're at financially. I did speak to John on some of the items that we have put through secret ballot in the last few years. A lot of those items were things that were mandated by the state. The marijuana was one of them, the tax acquired property. A lot of those were that. Years past, we did have some that were zoning changes as well. So those are most of the things that have been on secret ballots in the last 13 years is what I kind of got a gist of. But yeah, that was my week.
I talked to,
You don't want Chad to talk?
no, he didn't, he was busy down there. I'm sorry, Chad.
No.
Chad, what would you like to say?
Well, no, very short. I did speak to a resident that lives off of it would be the Emery Circle, near where the new, the construction's going on with the power plant down there with CMP, or, yeah, the power plant by the power lines there. And they'd had some concerns about the construction, and I had reassured them that we'd be talking about that if there was some more further concerns down the road. So that's it.
Okay, I have nothing to say now. I was in a couple times. I talked to Public Works guys that have been doing some tree cutting and just seeing how they were doing.
I think I'd like to. Yeah.
Old business, Public Works is still looking for drivers. Saturday, from 9 to 12, there'll be a cleanup at Pleasant Point. Anybody that wants to come down and help. Also, the lights in the parking lot. Kurt talked to me the other day and said that they're still waiting for the truck to come with the lift to fix them. And he said it should be any day now, but that's as much as he could tell me.
David, I got something for old business.
Okay.
So last week during the meeting of the town meeting we had, a resident reached out to me here and asked me what the scenario was of Broad Turn Road in Portland Road here. There's a suggested turn roundabout that's going to be happening there when that construction was going to take place. I did reach out to Megan Russo, who's the liaison for the Maine DOT. And basically she said that that project is scheduled to be done in year of 27. She didn't give me a month, but she said year 27 is the schedule for that. While I was speaking with her, we had DOT come in, I don't know, about a month ago to talk about the Salmon Falls Bridge and how they're going to be looking to put a light in that area, a street light, I should say. They were requesting the town to maintain that light. I think we kind of, I reached out to her. We had kind of had a verbal saying, we don't have a lift truck and we'd want DOT to maintain it. And I just put a bug in her ear that we're not looking to maintain that street light. We don't maintain any street lights in our community, and so we'd like to see DOT take that on. And the liability of that, if the the stop or the go light is out, we would be kind of rushed to get that fixed. So I really would hate to have that responsibility. But she had mentioned that communities do maintain traffic lights, and so I'm hoping that we don't have to take on that task. So I just wanted to let the community know that.
Okay. Any new business? Any executive orders by initiative? Executive order 24250445, an executive order to appoint Catherine M. Hegg to the position of Carroll Park trustee, such appointment to be effective until December 31st, 2028.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor? That's 5. Executive Order 24250446, an order approving the road name, what was that?
Boralina.
Lorelina Way.
Lorelina Way, located at map 2, lot 89A-5, and lot A off Parker Farm Road.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor? That's 5. Executive Order 24250-447, an order approving Grace Mulhern to attend the NRPA Annual Conference on 9/15 through 9/18/2025. She is our rec director.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor? That's 5. Executive Order 24250448, in order to set the hours of registration of voters on the 5 business days before election. Hours shall be from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 on 4 of those days, and 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on 1 of those days.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor? That's 5. Accounts payable and payroll warrant. Executive Order 24250449, an order approving expenditures is documented in payroll warrant 91.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor? That's 5, and that amount was $102,516.76. Executive Order 24250450, an order approving expenditures is documented in accounts payable warrant 92.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor? That's 5, and that amount is $250,271.29. Next meeting of the boards. The next meeting of the selectmen will be Wednesday, May 21st, 2025 at 7 p.m. The next planning board meeting will be held on Monday, May 26th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Any other business?
I don't think so.
Public questions and comments?
Dave Harmon, Buxton. I had said something last week about the public, I don't know whether it was a hearing or public meeting for the land. I said that it wasn't on the website. Well, I found it on the website. It went down through and it listed a bunch of stuff, and it got older, and then the bottom one was the most recent meeting. After I started down through 4 or 5 of them and saw they were going older, I said, well, it's not in there. It was there, it was the last one, which was, in that order, would have been the oldest one, but it had a new date on it. So, I was wrong, it was on there, but it wasn't, they were way out of whack as far as being in order. And they said that the public, it was posted in all the stores around. I don't go into any of the stores in town. Somebody had called my house and asked me about the meeting. That's why I went on and looked to see if I could find it. And like I said, I didn't find it on there because I didn't go all the way to the bottom, but I don't know, a lot of people don't go online, they don't do this. Facebook, I don't have anything to do with that, so everybody says, well, it was on Facebook, or this or that, not just that, but a lot of stuff. Not everybody's on that stuff, so.
The police department did post it at all the regular stores that they post everything else. I did see it at.
I'm not saying they
most of them.
didn't, but I'm saying that I don't go into any of the stores in town, so,
Yeah.
you know, there's people that don't go into the store, they'll go into Hannaford. I don't know if it's ever posted at Hannaford or not. That's about the only one I go into.
I don't think it is posted at Hannaford.
I don't even know if they
I
have
think
a
it's
board.
mostly all the mom and pop.
So
stores
David,
and
let me ask you
post
this.
offices.
Let me ask you this, because I think that, you know, we try our best to make sure that the community is informed of what we're doing. And so if you feel like what we're doing is not working, what would you change to make it work?
No, I'm just,
Well, no,
as far as the stores, they've always posted them in the stores, that's fine.
yeah,
On the website, I voiced my opinion on this new website. Like I said, that was the last one on there, and it was the newest item that
Right.
should have been there.
okay. What else?
You're gonna get complaints no matter what.
Right,
Like I said,
and
people
what we-
don't do this, people don't do that. I don't go in the stores other than Hannaford as a rule. I'm not on Facebook.
I mean,
So I went to the town website, because everybody says it's on the town website, and I've been sitting up back here, and people have said that this has been posted on town website, and somebody texted me and said, where is it? Because I can't find it.
And I understand that. So I guess what I'm looking for is, we're doing our best to inform the public of what we're doing. You're right, we won't please everybody, and so my question is, are we doing enough? And if we're not doing enough, then what is it that we need to do?
I'm just saying, if you're gonna post it on the town website, things ought to be in order, not the newest one down on the bottom at the end. The last one that was on there was, I think, March 29th or something like that, and then this one was,
Okay, so if
May.
we change that and put that on the
put
top of
them
the
in
list?
order. I mean, at least, if it's put on there where it says agendas or meetings or whatever. There was a couple weeks ago that I went on there, and I don't know what it was now, but I couldn't find it anywheres on it. You had to go 3 or 4 layers deep before you found it.
So if we did that, then would you say
I
that,
think that would help a lot,
that would help a lot? Would that be enough?
because
or
that's the front, the
would that be
first,
enough, or should we do more than that?
that'd be a good start, because that's the first page that comes up.
Well, no, I understand that, but if we fix that, is that enough, or is there other ideas that you might have that might help us get out the word to the public?
I don't know, like I say, you're not gonna get, not everybody is gonna, what do I wanna say, they're not gonna, some people may watch this. I watched one of the meetings the other night, and how long has the school board been doing 2 meetings? They go around to the towns, and then.
Well, they've always come to the town of Buxton.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part. I mean, not
and
every time.
Then they have the meeting up there in
May 15th,
May, the middle of May, and then they have the vote in June.
correct?
I was watching the meeting the other night, and somebody says, is this something new? They're voting on it twice? We've been doing that for years.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's hard. People listen to what they want to listen to, and that's it. But I just, as far as the meeting, like I said, somebody had called my house or called me and asked me about the meeting last week. They said, is it a public hearing? Is it just a public meeting, or what is it?
Right.
I had forgot about it, because I'm here on Wednesday nights anyways, and then I got looking for it and couldn't find it.
Okay. Thank you.
Any executive sessions after this? No. Then I'll call for an adjournment at 7:19.
So moved.
All those in favor? That's 5. Have a safe week.